I'll ask you for the factors behind that. I mean, obviously the interest rates are important. What else is driving that below the 3 million mark?
Well, the interest rate is clearly the big factor. So we're seeing interest rates now at 40, 50-year lows. I've been in the industry 35 years. I've never experienced rates at this level before. So at 7.25%, which is the mortgage rate at the moment, buyers who are looking to invest are coming in. And what they're saying is that relative to potentially renting a property for a period of time, they could actually own. So they're finding the money, they're putting together the deposits, and they're coming into the market to buy. And that's just good for everybody. We are such a knock-on industry that we impact on everybody, from the banks and the mortgage originators on the one side, but to people, the removal companies, the carpenters, the fixer-uppers, etc. So there's such an important element to this within the economy. And it's really great to see. So it starts out small, and hopefully we'll start moving the buying demand. Will move up the chain as well.
And are all the cogs in place, the supply chain that you discussed? I mean, has everything been freed up enough in order to make sure that these sales can go through quickly?
Yeah, we're all good. The biggest problem is still the opening and closing of the deeds office. And we've still had problems with that because obviously when there's a reported case of somebody being in contact with COVID-19, somebody who's tested positive, so the deeds office closes again and we've got to start again. So there is a little bit of a backlog there, but if we get a few weeks of normal trading and normal processing, then the transfers will go through and then we'll kind of be back to normal. We're not doing big show houses. We're doing one-on-one viewings with proper PPE, with proper sanitizers and proper appointments, assessing clients before we take them through. So we're trying to minimize the risk for all parties.
And how depressed is the market? I was hearing about many fire sales going through, people just trying to get as much money out as they possibly could.
No, I don't think so. I think you always have that portion of the market who needs to sell, and they may be more negotiable in general. As I say, in the 3 million rand and less, there's sufficient demand for people not to have to fire sale and force sale. But if you do want to find a buyer, you have to price well. You have to offer value. What we're seeing is that buyers are being selective, and so they should. This is probably the best buying opportunity for decades. They're looking around, they want to make sure they get the best value, the best purchase. And as a seller, if you're looking to sell, you have to make sure that you price yourself within that spectrum. Giveaway prices, not necessarily in the lower end. On the upper end and the top level, that's different. What we're seeing there is a question of people questioning the fundamentals of South Africa. Do they invest for 20 years? And what I mean by the upper end, that's right on the upper end, that's the 20 million rand plus properties. And what we're seeing there is for sellers to sell, they really, really have to offer good value.
All right, seeing what we've seen over the last couple of weeks, what are you projecting for the next month or so?
Now, I think that the interest will continue as I say, in the lower end at the same level. We will soon then run out of the extra demand, and I think we'll settle down at a reasonable level. And those people are mostly driven by being able to access bank finance at good rates. And we've seen that spike in the mortgage origination through the Uber mortgage company. They're 30% up on what they were a year ago for June. Now, I don't think that will continue through the rest of the year, but I do think they will hit last year's figures easily for the remainder of this year.
Samuel Sief, thank you for that good news. And you were telling me a little earlier that you tested positive, but you've recovered, so congratulations on that as well.
Thanks very much. Thank you.